Alright, spicy decks of the week, where we talk about all the cool, crazy decks that had success either in tournament or on ladder by either reaching King of Games or going on a win streak. Leading off, we have the newest deck that just came from the new structure deck that came out. We have a Rose Dragon deck. So, obviously, Black Rose Dragon, Rudy Rose Dragon, we have a lot of ways to blow up the board very easily, and we can very consistently get into our Black Rose monsters as well. We have a nice skill that's going to let us discard pretty much most of the monsters from our deck, be able to search from a Rose Dragon out of our deck and add it to hand. We also then get to put a Rose Fairy on the top of our deck, so two important things there. One, we can put a Rose Dragon in our graveyard, which is good because we can then summon the White Rose Dragon, bring back the other Rose Dragon from our grave, and already go into a synchro play there. But also we put the Rose Fairy on top of our deck, which is big for Witch of the Black Rose. When you normal summon this card, you get to draw a card, and if it's a monster, you get to keep it. If not, discard it and destroy this, so you guarantee that you're going to have a monster on top of your deck when you activate the skill. And Rose Fairy is a nice thing to put on top as well, because you can special summon this card when you draw it from your deck, so you get another way to go into a synchro play right there as well. So a couple different ways you can immediately set yourself up for a turn 1 Black Rose or turn 2 Black Rose to immediately nuke your opponent's board. Plenty of back row protection to help make sure that happens with the MSTs and Forbidden Lances. Overall, this deck is actually pretty cool. We also have the new Rudy Rose Witch in here as well, which is going to give you another way to get to the Witch of the Black Rose. You can tribute itself, summon the Witch of the Black Rose, and then you put a plant monster on top of your deck, so you guarantee that, again, that you're going to have a monster on top of your deck that you're going to draw with the Witch of the Black Rose. So really cool plays there. Getting into the deck list, we have the 3 Rocks Rose Dragon, 3 Rudy Rose Rich, 3 White Rose Dragon, 3 Witch of the Black Rose, 1 World Carrot Weight Champion, 1 Blue Rose Dragon, 1 Rose Fairy, 3 Basil Rose Shoot, 1 Monster Reborn, 2 MST, 2 Forbidden Lance, 1 World Legacy Clash, and then 1 Treacherous Trap Pole. I've seen some people running Consecrating Current and other like Econ in here as well. Another thing, a huge thing about this deck is that it's not optimized yet, right? Like, people are definitely still playing with the deck list, still trying to figure out what works best in here, so I would expect the I would expect it to take another week or two before people really figure out the most ideal way to play this deck. Going through the extra deck real quick, we have the 1 Rudy Rose Dragon, 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon, 2 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Psyframe Lord Zeta, and 1 Samurai Destroyer. Again, we have pretty good access to a number of different synchro monsters because we have we can go into pretty much any level 7 that we want. Alright, next up we have another spicy win streak deck. This one is called a Star deck. The reason is, of course, we have the Edaten, the Conqueror Star, as well as the 2 level 5 star monsters that can go, or star monsters that can go into it. But we actually have like 10 plus cards in this deck that are going to allow us to actually fusion summon. Between all the Neos fusions, polymerizations in that, and the cards that let us search us out, like King of the Swamp and all that, half of our deck is going to let us make fusions or fusion summon monsters. So we, of course, as I mentioned, have the Neos fusion in here. This is going to let you get access to the Brave Neos, while also dumping the Bacon Saver and other warriors in your graveyard for the Necro Fusion. You can also then use the Polymerization Necrofusions to go into the Edaten the Conqueror Star monster. This is a 3,000 attack point monster that is obviously difficult to get over because of its attack points. You can also even go up in attack by discarding cards from your hands. And you can make it so that if it battles a monster that has a lower level than it, that monster's attack goes to 0. So, and given that's a level 10, as long as it's not an XYZ monster, you're pretty much going to be able to drop almost any monster in the game's attack to 0, given that this has a level of 10. You also can go into Dark Cavalry. I mentioned the King of the Swamp earlier. It can substitute itself for Dark Magician, so you can go into the Dark Cavalry, and that's obviously a great protection card. Being able to negate anything that targets on the board offers that protection. Make sure that your Conqueror Star can swing through and win games. Combine that with the Neos Fusion's effect to protect your Brave Neos monsters. You have a little bit of protection here on this deck, despite the fact you're not running any anti-back row cards. So really cool a way to use these star monsters. I saw when the Edaten monster came out, I was like, this is a cool monster, just not sure if there's going to be really a way to use it effectively, but here someone managed to find a way to use it fairly effectively. So our skill is a life point boost alpha, start with an extra 1,000 life points. As I mentioned, a 2 King of the Swamp in here. We have 3 Kaiki the Unity Star, 1 of the Dark Hex Sealed Fusion, 3 Hayate the Earth Star, 1 Bacon Saver, 2 E-Hero Neos, 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Neos Fusion, 2 Polymerization, and 2 Necro Fusion, and then just the 2 Dark Cavalry, 2 Brave Neos, and then the 3 Edaten the Conqueror Star. Next up, we have a railway deck. So this is a deck that has been slowly but surely getting better with every event that comes out that gives it support, with every box that comes out that gives it support. The most recent box gave us a couple new cards to help out the train deck. We have the Sky Palace monster that lets us use any 2 level 10s to make it. You can then detach an XYZ material to blow up a card on the board. Really simple. It can't attack that turn, but you can then also rank up into the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon, go up into 6,000 attack points, be able to swing over things pretty easily as well. Beyond that, though, the main deck monsters haven't changed too much what they were before, but they're still pretty effective, though, right? We have plenty of ways to be able to special summon monsters from our hand with the Heavy Freight Train and the Super Express Train. Obviously, the Pegasus can let us bring back monsters from our graveyard. We have enough solid monsters now with the train deck that we can run, you know, kind of those standard, typical utility cards that decks run, right? Book of Moon, Forbidden Lancer, MST, Treacherous Trap Hole, Econ, whatever ones you want to run in your deck. This one's actually running Skill Prisoner. We see just how powerful this card is that now getting hit on the ban list, limit to 3. Although this deck isn't affected by it, though, still something to note just how powerful that card is that it is being used outside of decks like Burning Abyss as well. But yeah, getting into the deck list, though, we have Unstoppable Train, of course, as our skill here, the skill choice for train decks. We have 3 of the Heavy Train, Derrick Crane. We have 2 of the Night Express Knight. We have 3 of the Super Express Bullet Train, 3 Flying Pegasus, 1 Monster Reborn, 2 Book of Moon, 3 Forbidden Lance, the 1 of Skill Prisoner, and then the 2 Treacherous Trap Hole. We also have the 2 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannons, the 1 Super Dreadnought Gustav Max, Abyss Dweller, 1 Malevolent Sin, and then we have 2 of the new Sky Palace, Ganga Redai, I believe that's how you pronounce the name. Yeah, pretty cool though to see the trains are just slowly but surely getting better. Hopefully they continue to get support and are able to make a splash in the metagame at some point. Okay, next up we have Altergeist. Altergeist in Duel Links. Yes, really at its core, this is mostly just kind of like your trap monster deck that you would see, right, with the statue of the Anguish pattern being able to blow up monsters on your opponent's side of the board, blow up anything on your opponent's side of the board. Anytime you special summon a monster from your spell or trap zone, you just put this out and then use other things like Shapeshifter or Tiki Soul to blow things up. So a really cool strategy, but the Altergeist monster, as well as the trap card that goes with it, does help speed things up a little bit. Marionetter is, of course, a level 4 monster with 1600 attack, which isn't terrible to have. We have plenty of rank 4s that we can go into. We also, of course, you can then search your deck out for the Altergeist trap card, the Amulet Elf. Here, I believe I pronounced that. This also lets you special summon itself to the field as a level 4, which again can trigger your statue pattern effect to blow up a card on the field, and also give you another level 4 on the field also. So really cool little strategy that we have here. Of course, Floodgate Trap Hole can help block up your board. Ballista Squad can then tribute off your trap monsters, send them away so you can pop things. So Train Reaction, of course, is a skill really important for every time you activate a trap card, deal 200 damage. So all you need to do is just get a couple little hits in there, here and there, on your opponent's life points, and then you can just burn your opponent out with Chain Reaction. It can be absolutely frustrating to play against this deck. I've certainly played with decks similar to this before, and it's really fun to play with. Can be very frustrating to play against, though. But Chain Reaction, of course, is a skill. We have 3 Altergeist Marionetter, we have 3 Ballista Squad, 1 Paleozoic Canadia, 3 Tiki Soul, 3 Floodgate Trap Hole, 3 Statue of Anguish Pattern, 2 Shapeshifter, 2 Altergeist Emulatev, and then we have the 1 Vermilion Dragon Mech, 1 Brionac, 1 Malevolent Sin, 1 Diamond Dire Wolf, 1 Gagaga Samurai, 1 Titanic Moth, and 1 Photon Papor Operative, rounding out the Altergeist list that hit King of Games. So, yeah, some really cool decks coming out this week. Glad to see some of the new decks having success as well. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see me do full deck profiles on any of these decks, I definitely will be doing one on the Rose Dragon deck next week. So definitely be sure to like and subscribe to get and hit notifications so you're aware of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys taking the time. Have a wonderful rest of the day.